Hello and welcome to Speak Up, the podcast where we empower you to master English with ease. I'm Ryan, and I'm thrilled to begin today's episode alongside my co-host, Priya. Today, we're diving into a topic that hits home for so many of us: the fear of speaking English. Have you ever wondered, what holds you back from speaking English confidently? In this episode, we'll share practical, step-by-step tips designed to help you overcome that fear and speak English confidently. We're going to explore real strategies that make it easier for you to break free from hesitation and start enjoying conversations in English. Get ready for insights that can transform your approach to learning English.
Hi everyone, I'm Priya, and I'm excited to join Ryan in welcoming you to this episode of Speak Up. Today, our focus is on understanding why speaking English can feel intimidating and how you can conquer that fear. We'll delve into why you might hesitate and reveal actionable techniques to help you build confidence. Imagine shedding those worries and unlocking your potential to speak clearly and confidently. We're here to offer you practical advice, tips that not only help you overcome your fear, but also encourage you to enjoy every conversation in English. Stay with us as we uncover strategies to help you speak English confidently and effortlessly.
You know, one of the biggest hurdles for many learners is the fear of making mistakes when speaking English. I've seen it so many times. People get so anxious about making those common English mistakes that they end up staying silent. I remember when I was just starting out as an English for Beginners learner, I'd freeze up every time I tried to speak, worried that my accent or grammar might be off. It's completely natural to feel that way, but it can really hold you back from improving. Every little mistake is actually a stepping stone to getting better, even though it might not feel like it at first.
Absolutely right, Ryan. I totally relate to that because I've been there too. When I was learning English, I was terrified that even a small error would ruin the conversation. I often hesitated to join group discussions because I felt so self-conscious about sounding awkward. That fear of making common English mistakes really stops many English for beginners from speaking up. It's a common struggle, and recognizing it is the first step to turning that anxiety into a strength. Once you acknowledge that fear, you can begin to work through it bit by bit.
Exactly, Priya. Acknowledging these fears is truly the first step towards overcoming them. Once I accepted that making mistakes was simply part of the learning process, I started feeling a lot more comfortable speaking up. I began to see each error as an opportunity to learn and grow, rather than as a failure. And it's amazing how supportive people can be once you take that leap of faith. Realizing that many learners share this experience can empower you to start speaking without the constant worry of being judged.
Absolutely, Ryan. Embracing your fear and understanding that it's a natural part of learning can really transform your journey. Every conversation, no matter how imperfect, is a chance to build confidence and improve your fluency. If you're listening and feel that fear, remember you're not alone. By recognizing and accepting these feelings, you open the door to real progress. It's all about moving forward, one conversation at a time, and knowing that each mistake is just a stepping stone to speaking English confidently.
All right, let's dive into this. Many learners hesitate to speak English because they get stuck translating everything in their heads. I remember when I started out, I would pause, trying to convert my thoughts from my native language into English, and that extra step really slowed me down. This constant mental translation makes your speech feel forced and less natural. It's a common challenge that holds back your ability to speak freely. Recognizing that you're caught in this cycle is a crucial first step in overcoming it, because once you see the pattern, you can start working on strategies to break out of it.
Exactly, Ryan. I've been there too, and I know how much it affects your confidence. I used to find myself translating every single thought before I spoke, which not only made my conversations stilted, but also increased my anxiety. What really helped me was realizing that this habit was more of a barrier than a help. I started practicing simple techniques to bypass this mental translation, like describing my day in English without pausing for translation. Once I recognized that this was a common hurdle, I began to actively work on thinking directly in English, which made my conversations much more fluid and natural.
Right on, Priya. So, How do we stop translating in our heads and start thinking directly in English? One effective strategy is to immerse yourself in the language daily. For example, try narrating your routine or describing things around you in English as you go about your day. Start with simple sentences and gradually build up complexity without worrying too much about perfection. The idea is to practice until thinking in English becomes second nature. This shift not only improves your fluency but also builds your confidence, allowing you to speak more naturally and with less hesitation.
Absolutely, Ryan. Self-confidence plays a huge role in overcoming these psychological barriers. When you trust your ability to express your ideas, the urge to translate every word diminishes. I found that engaging in regular conversations, whether with friends or in language groups, helped me get comfortable with making mistakes. Every conversation, no matter how imperfect, is a step forward. Embrace those mistakes as learning opportunities, and over time, your mindset will shift. With persistence and the right attitude, you'll notice that speaking English becomes more natural, and the fear of making errors starts to fade away.
All right, let's jump into some practical strategies. One of the most effective ways to boost your speaking confidence is to engage in daily English conversation. Talking every day, even if it's just a few sentences, really helps you build momentum. For example, try discussing your daily activities or even describing the weather as if you're speaking to a friend. Another tip is to practice English speaking tips by recording yourself. This might sound simple, but role-playing different scenarios or even doing a mirror practice can do wonders for your confidence. By consistently using these techniques, you can start to learn English fast and gradually build your fluency without feeling overwhelmed.
Exactly, Ryan. I can totally relate to that. When I first started, I found that setting aside just a few minutes each day to talk in English made a huge difference. It wasn't about perfection, it was about getting comfortable with the language. I used to role-play common conversations like ordering food or asking for directions, and I even practiced in front of a mirror to observe my body language. These small exercises help you speak English without hesitation. Over time, these habits not only improve your fluency, but also transform your mindset. The key is to make English a part of your daily routine, so it becomes natural and effortless.
Right on, Priya. Adding to that, I'd say mix things up by setting mini challenges for yourself. For instance, decide on a new topic every day and talk about it for a couple of minutes. This is a great way to boost your vocabulary and get comfortable with different sentence structures. Also, try pairing up with a language buddy if possible. Practicing with someone else can make it feel less intimidating and more interactive. Remember, these exercises are not just about speaking. They're about building the confidence to express your ideas naturally. With regular practice, you'll see how your hesitation fades and your fluency grows.
Absolutely, Ryan. It's all about consistency and making those small daily efforts count. I also found that keeping a journal in English, or even talking to myself about my day, really helped reinforce my learning. Another effective method is to record your voice and listen back to notice areas for improvement. Over time, you'll start to notice patterns in your speech, and that self-awareness is key to overcoming hesitation. By integrating these simple routines into your life, you're not just learning English, you're transforming your entire approach to communication. So keep at it, and soon speaking English will feel as natural as any other conversation.
All right, let's explore some fantastic resources that really boost your English practice. One effective approach is to use the best apps to learn English. These apps offer interactive lessons, fun quizzes, and even speech exercises that help you get comfortable speaking. Plus, there are plenty of free English learning resources available online, like websites and YouTube channels, which provide valuable exercises and tips at no cost. Integrating these tools into your daily routine makes a huge difference. They not only offer structured practice, but also simulate real-life conversations that help reduce your fear of speaking English. Using these resources is a practical way to immerse yourself in the language and see steady progress.
Exactly, Ryan. I've seen how incorporating regular English listening practice into my routine can transform your learning experience. Listening to podcasts, watching videos, or even following along with audio lessons really improves your comprehension and helps you pick up natural speech patterns. When you listen to native speakers, you start understanding the rhythm and flow of conversations, which makes your speaking feel much more relaxed. And the best part is, many of these listening resources are free and easily accessible. They create an environment where you can learn without pressure, and that ease of access builds your confidence step by step.
Right, Priya. The real magic happens when you combine these tools with consistent practice. Joining online language groups or participating in live chats offers real-time practice, which is key to overcoming your fear of speaking. Whether it's through interactive apps, video lessons, or regular listening exercises, each tool plays a role in enhancing your fluency. By using these practical resources every day, you build a learning environment that's both engaging and effective. It's all about gradual improvement. Each conversation, each lesson, and each listening session brings you closer to speaking English naturally and confidently.
Absolutely, Ryan. Finding the right mix of digital tools and practical exercises can truly revolutionize your learning journey. It's important to experiment until you discover the resources that fit your style best. When you make these tools a part of your daily routine, you not only practice English, but also build the confidence to use it in real-life situations. Over time, you'll notice that your comprehension improves and your fear of speaking diminishes. Embrace these resources as part of your personal toolkit, and remember, each step, no matter how small, is progress towards speaking English confidently and fluently.
All right, let's jump into interactive techniques that really build fluency. One method that has helped me immensely is the shadowing technique for fluency. Basically, you listen to a native speaker, whether it's through a podcast, a video, or an audio clip, and try to mimic exactly what they say, matching their rhythm and intonation. This practice not only boosts your confidence, but also helps you internalize the natural flow of English. It's like having a mini conversation with yourself, where you learn to replicate the sounds and patterns of native speech. I found that regularly shadowing short clips gradually improved my pronunciation and made my speech sound more natural.
Exactly, Ryan. And another fantastic approach is to set up real-life English conversations. Whether it's chatting with friends or joining online communities, having a safe space to practice is key. I often participate in language exchange groups where everyone is learning and making mistakes together. It really takes the pressure off. Engaging in these conversations allows you to experiment with new words and phrases without fear. You get immediate feedback and learn to correct yourself in real time. This kind of interactive practice is invaluable because it encourages you to speak up, even when you're unsure, and helps you develop a natural dialogue over time.
Right on, Priya. In addition to shadowing and real-life conversations, there are several interactive exercises that directly tackle the fear of speaking. For instance, try role-playing everyday scenarios, like ordering food at a restaurant or asking for directions, with a friend or even in front of a mirror. These exercises create a low-pressure environment where you can experiment with your language skills. The goal is to build a habit of speaking without overthinking every word. When you practice these interactive methods regularly, you start to break down that inner barrier, making it easier to express your ideas naturally and confidently.
Absolutely, Ryan. I also like mixing it up by recording myself during these practice sessions and listening back to catch any recurring mistakes. This not only helps you improve your pronunciation and fluency, but also boosts your self-awareness. The more you engage in these interactive techniques, the more comfortable you become with speaking English, even when you're a bit nervous. Remember, every practice session is a step toward feeling more at ease and confident in your ability to communicate. With these strategies, you'll soon notice that speaking English becomes a natural part of your daily routine, and the fear of making mistakes will gradually fade away.
All right, let's wrap up with some quick action steps you can start today. First off, try practicing short conversations, even if it's just with yourself. Stand in front of a mirror, pick a simple topic, and speak out loud. Repeating phrases until they feel natural can really build your confidence. Another tip is to set aside 5 minutes each day dedicated solely to speaking English. This daily habit not only helps you learn English fast, but also eases the anxiety that comes with speaking. Remember, Every small conversation is a step toward overcoming your fear, and these simple exercises can make a huge difference in how naturally you express yourself.
Exactly, Ryan. I'd add that you can also join online communities or language exchange groups. Engaging in real conversations in a safe space is a fantastic way to practice speaking without pressure. Try role-playing different scenarios, like ordering food or asking for directions, until it feels effortless. It's all about building that muscle memory for speaking. And don't worry if you stumble. Every mistake is just another opportunity to improve. Starting with these bite-sized exercises can set you on the right path to speaking English more confidently and naturally.
Right on, Priya. Now, if you're looking to take your skills even further, stay tuned for our upcoming episodes where we'll dive into advanced techniques like how to speak English without hesitation. We'll explore deeper strategies that can help you break free from that lingering nervousness and truly sound like a native speaker. For now, focus on those quick daily practices and remember that consistent effort makes all the difference. Each step you take builds your confidence, making it easier to express your thoughts without fear.
Absolutely, Ryan. And as we conclude today's episode, remember that every conversation, no matter how short or simple, is progress toward fluency. We hope these quick tips motivate you to practice regularly and start seeing improvements right away. Thank you for joining us on Speak Up. We're excited to continue this journey with you, and we can't wait to share more advanced techniques in our next episode. Until then, keep practicing, stay confident, and remember, your voice matters,